So it really depends from where one wants to start. If he starts from his so-called personality, he will have this, he will be the slave of the mind. If he starts from nowhere, including that the nowhere may be a concept, but I speak not as a concept. Yeah.
It's a general question about all the temporary things and impermanence in life. It's just about chronic pain or chronic suffering or chronic diseases or whatever you want to call it with chronic, like things that just seem out of the law of existence of impermanence.
It's also impermanent.
Until that.
Sometimes before. Don't exaggerate. You see, all the happenings are in these creations. They are the creation. What to say? They have a beginning, a span of life, an end, and I don't see anything which has a beginning, which doesn't have the same law. That's why it is called unreal by nature, the impermanency of the apparent world and of the one who thinks he is born. It's an expression of what is untouched by time and space. So it's not two. It's not two. It's the expression of it. It's the same. And yet, if you fix one form, one particular event happening as reality, it's not true. Then it becomes like a mirage. Then it becomes like it's apparent. It's an expression. It's not from where all this is to happen. So you see, in this world of appearance, in this what we call samsara sometimes, what to say? You are more or less aware that things cannot be permanent. The wisdom is to be totally convinced that everything which appears is impermanent. There is a wisdom because you don't place yourself as reality in the impermanency. Even though everything is also that. So I don't know if you can make it out correctly in the rational mind, but trying a description.
It's not a hard. I mean, all the questions are silly in that way. I can see that.
Or is it possible? No.
What is possible?
No, I don't know. Well, tell your story.
The difficulty that seems to appear be free from itself once because of that circumstance.
Which is to know, but what is reality? What is from where all this comes from? What's the meaning of all this? You see. So don't make it a loop. That search itself brings you out of the loop. Make the loop disappear as reality. So it's the causes of that search may look dramatic in all its degrees, but you see the reward of it, I mean, to be freed from beliefs, is incomparable. So priceless, I mean. So don't bring it in a loop. It's to make the loop vanish. If you see the cause of everyone who comes to Satsang, suddenly it comes to them why they search, it would be a very nice book. Everybody has a different thing which provokes that. Something you want to hear?
Could you say something about the fire for freedom?
Happily, it is not contained in words. Reveals itself. What can I say? So, I know that there are few cases who didn't even realize themselves like that, but it's a few cases. Generally, there is a kind of path that one makes himself to attain what he wants, till he understands, till he really hears that the search for freedom is exactly, it will be attained when the path itself and the one who walks on the path disappear as reality, as a personal reality. It's the self who, for some reason, chooses one to be awareness itself. No, nobody, and you can see you cannot give that search to anybody. It comes by itself from the self.
Some years ago, you told me,
The contrary.
don't lose your fire.
Yeah.
I was wondering if this is...
You tell me now. It was possible?
No.
But I am there to put petrol on. It doesn't depend on me. I can just sometimes. I don't need to do anything. Finally you are suddenly aware, but actually it's urgent. No? Because of that you asked. It's urgent to realize, why should I make a path, even if it happens that... So the goal of a fire is not to be fiery, it's to be free. And freedom is here, because it's your nature. And the one who asked me that I see is an expression of that, of your real nature, which is in everyone. Is it far?
Can I put my ear on the anxiety at your feet? Or
I did. I don't have feet. You address to something which has no body, no mind. You see, as at the very moment you ask it, the self swallows it.
I see on the moment you make from something.
Yeah.
I do that a lot in the moment, and it troubles the mind. So.
No, as soon as you see that, what you do, instead of add a story, what are you doing then? As soon as you see that,
it troubles so much.
as you see, you make a something that's all. Because you hear, and one day you will know by your own self that it's not real. Okay?
I just would like to...
The person is the storms. And that, some periods of times it's more strong than other time, but it concerns the person. And to be still, it's not to start from the person. The person you cannot change much. Circumstances you cannot change much. And even if you work to be quietened like a rock as a person in stormy circumstances, it will be so. Don't worry for the person who moves here and there. It happens and so it goes on changing. You said it yourself and you have seen it. Just know that your real nature includes that. It's not in time. It's not in space. That's to be still, to be what you are. And the rest is not in your hand.
But you said when you realize it can,
Tell, it looks important. Put it in front.
But it really looks like...
Yes. From where could you see it? And could you say it must be from somewhere else, isn't it? Manifestation of the self. Nobody has anything to do here, to interfere. Like Master yesterday, it was very beautiful. He said the bulb thinks it's because of the bulb itself that the light, the room has light. No, you see, it is just to realize from where all those things appear. And the appearance, don't expect anything that it has to be in a certain way. Even this person, don't expect that it will behave and especially if this person got glimpses or whatever, that it will behave in a certain way. No. So place yourself in what is real, in what you are, and the rest is an appearance, it looks like. Yes. It looks like there is birth, it looks like there is death. Yes. It looks like I'm happy, it looks like I'm extremely sad. Yes. That will not change.
But then I see I have ideas of how
Yes.
it has to do.
Yes. So you want to keep them?
No, I don't want it.
Okay. So you are freed from your beliefs. As you are always. Never forget, it's not someone who will attain or who will realize. Realization is already there. Only the bulb that has nothing to do with the light or the darkness. Mm-hmm. But truly, You see if there is the slightest little powerful thread with the mind. That's why Satsang is here.
Me. Or my attention on that. And when there is the separation from what I'm not, when I see I'm not this thought and I'm really not belonging to whatever is suggesting me, like I mean I see this every time, but how is it that this one is convinced immediately, once for all, that everything is apparent.
Is what?
Everything appears apparent.
What is the question? How is it?
My question is like it seems for a certain time it seems that there is effort to separate, to
A thought.
yes.
So you want to keep that thought, it's impermanent.
No, I don't want to keep any.
Then don't work with it.
But it seems that then there is someone that is worrying with it.
Worry about what?
About this, about the thoughts. About this thought.
It has nothing to do with the subject of Satsang, which points out to what's real. And if I say that, you see, it's because the root cause, I am someone, has not been seen as a thought, even though you say yes. But it's in the sometimes, otherwise you would not ask what you ask. But it means then that the root, which is this, somehow is not seen as a thought. It's also a thought.
I want to see it clearly.
Finally nothing.
Finally what?
Nothing. Because if you see, there is an image, there is a concept, there is a new thought. What a relief. There is nothing to see. And all the rest concerns this expression that you are, that everybody is in this shape. The expression of that.
When this root is seen, this root of the thought, of the high thought, then there is no space for mistake, like for confusion. No? Is that I...
Before having some conclusion, why don't you simply discard for a split second this I thought? That will be more convincing for you than my answer. You know, as long as you need confirmations, it means somebody is there. The self reveals itself. Doesn't need anybody for that.
struggling to ask questions because in the morning I tried to write it down and so much anxiety came up and I couldn't even finish any questions because that thought came up that I only have to find who I am and I don't need to ask any question from you. So, but I agree with you that I really don't know what's going on and what to do.
No, don't go there. If you don't know what's going on, it's always changing. Going on is changing. Sometimes you can catch it and you know what's going on, but often you don't know what's going on. Always you set yourself, go back, all this could be seen.
Yeah, I could exactly see that something plays in me and it's not that what I am.
Okay.
It's just a play.
Okay, so
Just don't touch and don't drink.
and how come this is possible? What makes that possible? From where it comes. All other things you see are hypnotism. Fall in love with that. Anybody wants to hear something?
It's just a mindfuck. I mean,
Yes. Yeah, be finally at peace, you know. But never mistake, you see. You are always here. Always. Thank you very much. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Yeah, what we are is not in time. That's why mistake, because it's I who wants to know who he is, and I has been born, I is in time, I will die. So how can he guess what is now? He knows time only. He is made out of time. He can conceive only temporal things. So who am I? Cannot be answered by time, in time's experience. It's a fantastic finger pointing to the right direction in a way, thinking one is a seeker. From somewhere, from where everything rises in him, and where everything disappears in him. In that way, it's a fantastic tool or indication, as long as you take yourself to be somebody, to be a seeker. And the moment the seeker understands that it is not through an answer that he will finally keep quiet about it, the moment he understands that it's the moment everything he thought was real disappears as reality. Things can still reappear, appear, disappear, as it is the nature of time. But it has been, in a fraction of a second, demystified, not to be the reality. And if I speak of the reality, I don't want to give a concept that there is something else than reality, but it is just not what we know or what we can conceive, which is always in time. That's why indications are like, you cannot experience it because experience is in time. You cannot feel it, you cannot know it. It's just here when, through time, by time, is gone. And here who can speak of any bliss, knowledge, power, or what not? All that belongs to time. It would be a shame to qualify it. It will be fake. So it really depends from where one wants to start. If he starts from his so-called personality, he will have this, he will be the slave of the mind. Nowhere. Including that the nowhere may be a concept, but I speak not as a concept. Then he's freed. So it's just a kind of very instantaneous shift of start. One start comes with birth, and the other starts from no start. I don't speak of eternity, no start. So, chin chin.